So not everybody that's sheltering in place is just chilling. Yeah, some of us are worrying, but many of us are working from home. I know what happened. Somebody was like, "Oh, I wish I could work from home," and then all of this happened. And guess what? You get the opportunity to work from home. So I have a few strategies and a few tips to help you get through this. What might seem wonderful initially, but could absolutely turn into something different if you don't put some things in place. One of the things that you need to keep in place is keep the routine. You know, the routine where you get up, you brush your teeth, even though you're not going to see anybody, or because most of the things that we're having to do is going to be over the phone or over the computer. Develop a routine if you don't already have one, and keep that routine. Keep some things in place so that your normal could be a part of your new normal, and that way you can flow a little bit better. Again, you want to get up. I know many people talk stuff about being able to roll up in their pajamas and that type of thing, and absolutely that does make some sense since you're having to go from the bed to the couch where you're doing all your work. But I want to encourage people to really and truly get up and prepare for your day, get dressed and those types of things. The other thing is, if they allow you to take a lunch, take a lunch. If you can, take a walk during that lunch. Be sure to eat during that lunch. Be sure to take your breaks if they allow you to take breaks and those types of things. You absolutely want to stay in alignment with that, because that is going to help you to transition back if that's what you get to do, but also to develop a routine that can be as close to normal for you in your home. The other thing I want to caution people, there's some people who've been working from home for a period of time, and they absolutely know how to navigate and work things. Those people that are new to working from home need to be quite clear about what's being looked at, what's being considered productive. It probably is not going to make a whole lot of sense for you to say that you were late to work, that type of thing. Some people have to log onto a computer, you have to check in, that type of thing. I just simply want to say to you people, don't slip. Don't think because we're in this crisis that people are not being fired, being terminated, being let go because they are late coming in, or they see that they were doing 16 hours of work in 2 days before and now they're only doing 2 hours of work. Companies are still letting people go. Nobody, I think, is exempt from having to work. Be clear about what the guidelines are for your company and what things you need to get done. And I'm just going to simply say, don't slip. Don't roll into work at 8:03 when you're supposed to be there at 8 o'clock, because guess what? That's not going to work. Don't do any of what you're not supposed to do and think that nobody's going to care, that nobody's watching, nobody sees you, nobody's going to recognize that things are too up in arms, because that is absolutely positively not going to be the truth nor the norm. I want to say that you be clear about leaving your work at work, and that's going to be a little bit more difficult because you're at home at work. If you have friends and family members that have previously worked from home, you can get some tips from them. But I'm going to tell you a couple of things that have worked for me, and that is because, as you could, well, maybe you can't see, I work from home. It's important that you have an area that you consider your workplace. If you go and work from the kitchen table, and then you work from the dining room table, and then you work from the couch, and then you work from the bedroom, that leaves little pieces of work all over. And without your permission, you'll find yourself always thinking and feeling in that workspace or that work mode, or there not being pieces of home for you to be able to truly unwind and take it down when you get off of work. So find a place that you can be at work and try to stay in that space and in that place. I know you guys are probably thinking, Angie, why? It's a mental thing. I promise you. If we end up being in this for 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks, a month, 2 months, it's going to be important that you have a workstation. Some of us have jobs where we deal with customer service, we deal with challenges, we deal with problems. You want to be able to leave all of that right there at that desk, right there at that table, right in that computer. And develop a way that you can leave work. At work, you shut down your computer, you lock your desk, you push your chair up. I would encourage you to develop some of those same routines even though you're at home, because it will help you mentally know that you've left work, mentally prepare for that. The other thing I want to tell you, I said earlier not to be slipping. trust and believe that somebody sees you if you're on Facebook all the time. Somebody sees if you're on social media all the time. Somebody's going to see that. Somebody's going to notice that. So don't think that, I'm not going to say people are trying to be slick, but sometimes we could be idle and want to find something to do, or, keep ourselves occupied in that way. I'm going to suggest you get a book or read some of the news on the computer, because I think that companies are going to end up having to let some folks go. And you just don't want to be one of them because you didn't have appropriate etiquette in your working from home. And again, take your breaks, take your lunch breaks. Again, the biggest piece is stay mentally at work when you're at work, and come up with a routine and a plan of how you leave work and leave work in that space. That's going to absolutely help you while we're sheltering in place. I tell people you don't go from work to home, you go from work to work. And now that work to work is right there in the same place where you work and home. Yeah, be clear that you have to differentiate. I practice that word to get that right. My name is Angie Harvey of Angie Harvey Speaks. And I would love for you guys to go ahead and subscribe to the channel. And I'm out.